I mean, this was someone that I wanted to be with forever.
I like April too.
And love her. She's a great girl. And
what's the craziest it got? What's the craziest it got when Nick couldn't get his when he had an erectile dysfunction issue?
I don't know. I mean, look, there's
because that's pretty bad, Aaron. Didn't he? You're telling me a story. Supposedly, I think you said that April said that he had an erectile dysfunction. Is that true? Is that, or can you elaborate on that?
I can't tell you what happened with Nick. I can just tell you that April came up to me and asked me for an aid of some sort.
Who banged whose wife better? Did you bang Kayla better, or did he bang April better?
Alex, I don't know.
You know.
I'd like to think that I do okay for myself.
And let me tell you this. Let me tell you this though, Aaron. Is I'm not a Boy Scout. When you're using cocaine, it makes it hard to have sexual function. For some people, they use like methamphetamine. They say they can do more sex, but really, in general, it causes impotence. That's a normal thing. So maybe, did you know that he had a limp dick and you weren't even worried about him banging April the whole time because you knew he was so cracked out? And then you were not on the cocaine, so you were able to pleasure his wife?
Alex, I know you and Nick don't like each other.
I like Nick. Nick doesn't like me. I don't have any beef with Nick. I hope Nick gets clean. I wish Nick the best. He's welcome on this show.
I do too. I absolutely hope he gets clean. He needs to, for the sake of his children.
But you banged his wife better than he banged yours, is what you're saying.
I didn't say that, Alex. I don't want, I've said too much already on that.
You haven't said enough. You haven't said, how weird did it get? Did she ever do a rim job or anything like that? How far did she take it?
No,
because that's
Alex,
the ultimate. That's the most disgusting thing you can do. This is what makes me sad too.
But Alex, if I could, real quick, Alex. I mean, this was someone that I wanted to be with forever.
I like April too,
and love her. She's a great girl. And to watch someone, I will say this: if you guys, don't be like me. If you see someone in your life and they're even thinking or talking to you about experimenting with drugs, don't let them step in. Do what you can, because you just got to watch it change people. And it changed 2 or 3 people that I really liked and really cared about. And I couldn't save them, and I couldn't stop them. And I've been talking about this a lot lately, and it's probably just getting to me a little too much. But I just go through times where I'm angry and I want all of them to pay for what they did, and then there are times where I get like this, and I genuinely feel a kind of guilt for not doing more.
Well, it makes Aaron, wait, you're getting emotional. It makes me emotional too, because I remember the stream when April was so happy telling the story about how you proposed to her, how your daughter gave her the ring, and how your daughter proposed to her. It's a very emotional thing. And I know that your kids loved April, and I know that you love April. Why did April change, in your opinion? Do you think Nick is a lot to blame? Because I think April is very funny. I think she's hip. You and I spoke privately. You said that she sometimes takes other people's mannerisms. She kind of did that with you too. She would be, she probably doesn't like to talk shit. Then you start talking shit. She starts talking shit. You know what I mean? I'm just saying she became a broadcaster from emulating you. How much is Nick to blame? Because I think April really is a good person. She seems like she has a good heart. And I know that your family loved her, and I know they had to be struggling with this.
I've really piled on Nick. Some people would say maybe he deserves it. Maybe I've just been talking.
He does.
Maybe I've been talking too long about it. I don't know. But I don't want to put this all on Nick and say that, I know people have used the word groomed before. I'm not going to use the word groomed. April's responsible for her own decisions. I think she did idolize Nick in a way. I think she was taken by the following. I think she was taken by the cars and the money and things like that. But ultimately, she made her own decisions, and I couldn't stop her from making those decisions. I couldn't stop anybody from making those decisions.
You can't stop somebody. Don't beat yourself up. You can't control the things you can't control. But with Nick, he would buy all the drugs. You didn't have a drug dealer, right? I mean, this is all his dealer.
I never spent it. Yeah, I never spent.
That's what I'm saying. I imagine April didn't either. So April probably associated the high that she got with drugs from Nick, because Nick was her dealer, right? I mean, whether he sold it to her or not, I'm just saying that was her connection to it. So when you start to use drugs, you know this, you've used a little bit, you become focused on the drugs instead of your personal life. That's why she wasn't like mailing the guests their gift certificates, or, I'm just saying, you could tell she disconnected from the show. So when did you notice the switch when April, because the internet, I remember seeing the clips where the internet was calling April out. I didn't think it was that true. I don't believe anything. You know how we have A-logs that just make fun of everything we do. Half of it's BS. But I'm saying, when did April make the switch? And at what point did you start liking Kayla? Because do you think you liking Nick's wife pushed April away more?
I don't know what happened first. I don't know if Kayla and I started spending more time together because we were fighting with our spouses, or we were fighting with our spouses because we were spending more time together. I've gone back and forth between those two things. I've said both of those things. I'm not sure. Just the whole lifestyle, the whole time is a crazy whirlwind. And again, I can't recommend it for anybody. It scandalizes your marriage. It destroyed a good relationship, and maybe two good relationships. You're
gonna get a third wife. I'm not kidding when I say that. Just realize that. Man up. It's gonna suck right now. You'll find another. I got chat rats. I'm saying, you have an audience. You're gonna find some lady in Kundahai County that's gonna want to be with you, Aaron.
I will say this,
you're
Alex,
a thin fella. You're okay looking guy. You'll be okay.
Thank you, buddy. But I will say this. I'm kind of in that the phase of that Mitch Hedberg joke. I don't currently have a girlfriend. I just know a girl who would get really mad if she heard me say that.
Oh, already? You got to be kidding already. Okay, I want to get into that, but we got to play this clip from the hot tub stream. Do we have this clip? Because this clip is...
Oh, shit.
We have to play this. Yes, we just have to play a short clip.
By the way, this one...
I would give you a pass.
...doesn't like me very much.
Okay.
I don't not going well.
I only got into this house because of this one here.
Absolutely. I'm charming.
These two are friends. He and I, a lot of weird homosexual friction that we're both denying.
Definitely. Do you want to read this name right here?
It's only friction because he doesn't like glue.
What did Sid have?
Did Nick ever watch you blast his wife?
No.
He never was in the corner in the cuck chair doing.
No.
Then what was all that gay friction talk about? That sounds like there's something.
So the whole hot tub stream was my brilliant brainchild. That would because there were all the swinger rumors were starting already. Like, they were all over the place,
and it was true. And it's true. So you just said, "Hey, let's let basically."
But they
dog
didn't
whistle
know that.
it.
So I go ahead and I go, why don't we just overload them with this over the top swinging energy? And then they'll be like, well, nobody would be dumb enough to be this brazen and open with it. And then
the internet's smarter than you and I combined. The internet,
yes,
that's the thing, is they're smarter, and they can tell what's going to happen to April. I know she would talk about before. I know you don't know, but what do you speculate is going to happen with April? Because she was kind of worried about her behavior on streams and future jobs. Is she going to go back with Nick? What do you think is going to happen to April?
I don't know where she is right now. Whenever we communicate, it devolves. It gets bad. So I'm gonna, I don't think we really want to speak to each other right now. I think we want to get the divorce done and just move on, or at least I do. But God, man, I really hope she finds that person again. I really hope she's
good looking. She will. How much did it affect her that Red Bar would call her Mega Mind? That had to hurt her feelings, right?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her. She never let on to me that bothered her.
Because she's she's an attractive girl, but that was that Mega Mind.
Pretty.
I laughed about that for a long time. People laugh people laugh when they make fun of me. I mean, it's just natural, right? But did that not?
I'm sure you did, Alex.
Well, I'm saying, how much did the internet affect April? Because I know it affects you, but you've been doing it a little longer, so you've gotten hate, and you realize you get a thicker skin. I've gotten a thicker skin, but April didn't have that time to develop that thick skin. So how much did the outside, echoing, you're on drugs, how bad did it affect her?
A lot. April was, when she started doing this, she was so excited. I remember she would complain about her job, and I said, well, you want to come work with me? And she was so excited to do it. And when all the positivity and people talking about how beautiful she is and how good she's getting at broadcasting would come in, she would love that. She really enjoyed it. And as much as I tried to brace her and prepare her for negative comments by saying, don't worry about it, don't read it, everybody gets an opinion, we get to do a show, they get to talk about it. You can't prepare someone for that. And you either have it in you to handle that kind of stuff or you don't. And then they really leaned in hard on her, especially once she let on that it affected her. And again, I won't have another partner on the air ever again, because it's not good for your relationship.
Okay, now last couple questions. Patty Melt in LO, in all of this, you know, he's made so much content about you. You know, there's people that do that about me. You know who we're talking about. I feel like he's jealous of all the success that you're having right now. I know you wouldn't trade it, but what is the vibes that you're getting? I don't know the latest. I haven't been watching Patrick's streams. I see his clips, but what has the NLO been saying? Has he been, you know, chirping at you, or have you ignored him?
That whole world is really sick because I think the same thing you do.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just looking at the viewership and the numbers and everything else and me passing him and everything else. And he's like, I think he's upset about it. I think he's a little, and I want to tell anybody who would feel that way, you don't want to go through this. You know, I wouldn't wish this on Patrick Melton even. I mean, this is
the guy that's A-logged you and said the most repugnant things about your estranged wife. You're too nice a guy, dude. You got to go scorched earth.
Alex, and maybe I will. Maybe that'll be next. But Alex, honestly, I go to a particular meeting once a week because of the things I've seen. I'm going to therapy once a week for the things I've been a part of. This is going to be a long journey. This was tough, and doing shows while I'm kind of recovering from all this and the things. By the way, and when I say recovering from all this, things I've done, things I'm responsible for, absolutely 100%.
Who had did Kayla? Did Kayla ever say who had a bigger dick, you or Nick?
No, Alex.
You didn't ask?
No, Alex.
You come on, just say it. Yeah, but Nick's not gonna. I mean, who is bigger? Nick was thin. Aren't you guys both tall, thin guys? You guys should have some big hogs.
I will tell you this. I can't. Again, I've told this story before. I don't remember which girl said it. This is the best I can do for you. She said, "Both of my guys have great dicks."
Kayla said that? Kayla said that? That's disgusting.
I don't know. That could have been Kayla. That could have been. I don't know who it was. Somebody said
you guys never did a double team blast. Come on. Admit it right now. No, you never did. There was a lot of one in the pink, one in the stink.
Between Nick and I, there was a lot of high school, college maturity level homophobia in interacting in general.
Well, he did get naked on your stream. Was in his boxers. I mean, he was hanging wang basically. Okay, now
he also got caught with almost 27 grams of coke in his house. I mean, there were a lot of judgment calls that maybe weren't the best.
I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself.